Are you doing keto and not seeing results? Maybe you're new to keto or just researching keto and you want to avoid some of the common pitfalls that people fall into. Well, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to go over my top 7 keto mistakes that people are making. I'm going to show you how to avoid them, why they happen in the first place, and if they're happening to you, I'm going to show you how you can fix them quickly and easily. I'm going to share with you some detailed examples, some quick fixes, and I'll share with you some tips from my own personal experience and my experience coaching others. I want to make sure you're as successful on the keto journey as you want to be. Make sure you stick around till the end for some more practical advice as well. So let's dive right into the top 7 keto mistakes you might be making and how to fix them right after this. Stick around. So the first and one of the most common mistakes on keto is not eating enough fat. You got to think of keto like building a campfire. Carbs are like the tiny little twigs. They catch fire really quick, but they burn out really fast too, leaving you hungry much faster. Healthy fats, on the other hand, are like the big logs that you put on the fire that'll burn slow, provide you with steady energy, and keep you from being hungry a whole lot longer. If you're not getting enough fat, you may feel tired, hungry, and frustrated, which can make you give up entirely. To fix this really easily, make sure you're eating fatty cuts of meat so that'll give you some fat, and then add in some healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, avocado oil, butter, and nuts and seeds to every meal. When you cook your vegetables, cook them in olive oil, cook them in butter. You can add avocado slices to your salads. And when you eat salads, make sure to use a good quality dressing without the seed oils. I've got a bunch of examples on my channel. My personal favorite is my blue cheese dressing. I make that every single week. Cheese is also a good source of fat, although some people don't deal with that as well as others. But if you're one of the people lucky enough to be able to eat cheese, that's a great source of fat. The second common mistake people make on the keto diet, and don't shoot the messenger here, and also know that you may need to tweak this over time, but a lot of people will start with too much protein on the keto diet. You got to think of your body like a hybrid car, like a Prius. Carbs are like the gasoline, fats are like the electric power, and protein is the backup fuel. So when you give your body too much backup fuel, protein, it won't be able to tap into the stored energy for fat. And that's going to slow down your weight loss, or it could stall it altogether. We may tweak this later depending on where you're at, but for now, I would say make sure you don't get too much. You can always refer back to the first part of the series, and I'll put links to it up above and down in the description if you've missed some of these episodes. The right balance of protein is the key. You need to aim to get somewhere between 20, even 25% of your total calories in a day from protein. Of course, good choices of protein are moderate amounts of chicken, beef, fish, eggs, as I mentioned before, cheese, so that's a double duty. Protein's super important, especially for maintaining your muscle mass, but moderation of protein is important when you first start keto. The third biggest mistake that I see people making all the time is forgetting about electrolytes. Electrolytes are kind of like the oil in your car's engine. Without enough oil, things break down quickly. Electrolytes are essential for many of your body's functions, and so without it, your body's just not going to function to its optimal level. Just think, you wouldn't go without changing the oil in your car or letting the oil run out, because if you do, things are just going to break down really, really quickly. Same with the keto diet. When you're on keto or even just switching to lower carb from a high carb diet, your body's going to start flushing out water from your cells. Within those cells are the electrolytes also, so you're going to lose those at the same time you're losing all that water. On keto, a lot of people lose a lot of weight very, very quickly, but what you don't realize is that's not your body tapping into fat yet. That's your body ridding itself of excess water that's around the cells that comes directly from having too much carbs in your diet. Your body stores that, it stores the electrolytes, and it stores fats in the cells. Once you're able to release all that, you're going to really start seeing the results. So with that flushing, all of your essential electrolytes, sodium, magnesium, and potassium are depleted, so make sure you pay attention to how many electrolytes that you're using. Drink them when you feel thirsty, and it'll avoid a lot of problems. Problems that can happen are like fatigue, you could have headaches, you could have dizziness, even muscle cramps. Some people call it the keto flu. It's really just a detoxification from your body. You'll have these symptoms anytime you're detoxifying things from your body that you should not have been having. So of course, to remedy this, you can use my homemade electrolyte drink that I make. I'll link it up above and down the description as well. I make mine probably 95% of the time. The other 5% I use salty packets. I've got a discount code for that down below also if that's more convenient for you. I completely use that as a convenience product. If I have the time, I make it myself. I know exactly what's in it, even though salty has great ingredients. Also think about adding a little extra salt to your meal. Think about potassium-rich veggies like spinach, like avocado, even though that's technically a fruit. Mushrooms are even a great source. And if you're having trouble sleeping at night, you could add in a magnesium supplement, a magnesium glycinate at night. That'll help you get great sleep and helps with your electrolyte balance. I like drinking my electrolytes first thing in the morning, and then I'll sip on some throughout the day too. But when you wake up in the morning, your body is the most depleted of electrolytes because you've gone all night without any, and so you're depleted. Bone broth is another good way to get some electrolytes in your diet. Keeping up with the electrolytes is just gonna help you feel great, you're gonna perform at an optimal level, and you're gonna avoid all the uncomfortable symptoms that happen to some people. Mistake number 4 is eating too much keto junk food. When you go in the store and you see something with keto on the label, make sure you read that label. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be a product that you're going to want to put in your body, especially when you first start keto. Once you become keto or fat adapted over time or metabolically flexible, where you can kind of switch between carbs and fat for fuel, you may be able to add in some of these things just as a convenience, but you do not want to base your diet around it. Remember, what you eat are the building blocks for your body. So make sure you're building your house with the best possible ingredients you can put in, especially initially. A lot of times, if your main goal on keto is just losing weight, those are not going to help you achieve that goal nearly as quickly, if at all. Most of them are highly processed. They contain ingredients that you may not know about, you may not be able to pronounce, and they can really slow down your progress or even stop it completely, and you don't want that. That's the reason you started this in the first place. You want results. You want healing of issues that you may have in your body. You may want weight loss. You may have a serious condition you're trying to reverse. Build with the best possible building blocks you can. So focus on your fresh whole foods, vegetables, good meats, fish, eggs, dairy, nuts, seeds, cheeses. You can save your keto treats or even my keto desserts for a little bit later on after you've seen the results of what can happen and you're on the right track. That one simple change alone can dramatically improve your results and improve your health almost immediately. Keto is something that can be sustainable in the long run, and you can use some of those products to kind of fill in the gaps, but you don't want to make it the basis of your entire diet. Mistake number 5 is neglecting your fiber. Fiber is crucial on the keto diet. It kind of acts like a broom that's sweeping through your digestive system. Without it, you might be constipated, you might be bloated, or you might just be uncomfortable altogether. The main reason I like fiber, and there are many studies showing this, it does improve your gut health. It supports your healthy gut bacteria. It improves digestion. And it helps you to keep your blood sugar stable, which is really, really important on keto. That's why I always recommend you don't snack between meals. I have keto snacks, but I have them right before I eat a meal. Because every time you eat, your blood sugar rises, your insulin kicks in to bring that back down to a normal level, and you want to minimize that to just your meals. So the fiber fix is really, really easy. All you got to do is incorporate fiber-rich vegetables. Remember my 2 cups of salad a day recommendation? That's going to give you some good fiber. If you can do 2 cups twice a day, even better. The broccoli, the cauliflower, the chia seeds, the flax seeds, these are all additional things that can add fiber to the diet. Even the nuts have some fiber in them, but just be careful with the nuts because you can definitely overdo it. They're really calorically dense, and we're not talking about calories right now, but just saying the nuts are real easy to overeat. Mistake number 6, and this could be one of the most important things that's holding you back, is not getting enough sleep. Sleep is not emphasized nearly enough in overall health, much less on the keto diet. You don't hear a lot of people talking about how important sleep is. But let's imagine for a minute your body is like a smartphone. I mean, you're much smarter than a smartphone, but just bear with me for a second. If you don't charge that smartphone fully overnight, it doesn't perform well the next day. Lack of sleep messes with your hunger hormones. It causes you to crave unhealthy foods. It causes you to overeat. It also increases your stress and cortisol levels, which can lead to weight gain, irritability, and just an overall negative impact on your progress. Most people need at least 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night. As you get older, sometimes those needs go down a little bit, but that's just something you need to find out yourself as an individual. If you can, try to go to bed a little earlier and just see how long it takes you until your body naturally wakes you up. If you can do that for 4 or 5 days, you'll get a really good idea of how much sleep you actually need, and you can plan accordingly. You need a relaxing atmosphere at night in the bedroom. Get the TV out of there. Get the screens out of there. Make your bedroom a haven so that when you go in there, your body naturally knows that it's done for the day and you can unwind. Reading a book is a great thing to do, but stay off the screens. This is really hard for me, especially because of what I do here, but I've had to force myself to do it just to keep my sleep quality where it needs to be. Establish a nice relaxing bedtime routine. Keep your bedroom dark, keep it quiet, keep it cool, and make sure you keep the screens out of there a bare minimum of 1 hour before you go to sleep, if not more. Better sleep means better results on keto, improved mood, and a better and healthier life overall. Now, sleep is really, really important, but this one mistake may be even worse. The 7th keto mistake you can make that could totally derail you is comparing yourself to somebody else on keto. Your journey is your journey. It's not going to be the same as mine. It's not going to be the same as your best friend that's doing keto also. So many variables can impact what actually happens on keto, and a lot of them are not even within your control. If you have to wake up and pee in the middle of the night and get some interrupted sleep, that could affect what happens. Just think about your keto journey like learning to ride a bike. Some people learn really quick. Some people may have to keep the training wheels on for quite a while before they get it right, but eventually, with some practice, everybody's going to be able to do it. Comparing yourself to somebody else could lead you to being frustrated, disappointed, or it may make you want to quit altogether. So realize that you're your own person. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. And if somebody tries to compare you to them, ignore it. I'm telling you right now, no two people are the same. Things may need to be tweaked for each person individually. Some people may be able to eat my keto desserts. Some people, it may send them completely off the rails back into food addiction. You have to know your own body and yourself. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. You're an individual, and this is your individual journey, and I'll help you with it along the way. Make sure you celebrate your small victories, no matter how small you think they are. Small victories that happen over and over lead to huge changes over time. Stay patient, stay consistent, trust your journey, and just remember that progress is progress, no matter how small you think it is. It's your unique path, and every step forward is a step forward. You may take a step back, but realize that, own it, and keep moving forward. So to quickly recap the 7 mistakes on keto: not getting enough fat, eating too much protein, ignoring your electrolytes, eating too much keto junk food, neglecting fiber, not getting enough sleep, comparing yourself to others. All of these are easily overcome. If you can address these issues, you can win on the keto diet. Now look, if you found this video to be helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel down below, and please share your questions or experiences down in the comments. On the next video, I'm going to kind of wrap everything up into a neat little package, everything that I've talked about before. I'm going to answer some of your questions that you've sent in about some of the videos I've done. I'm going to tell you about where my recipes fall in on the keto diet, and hopefully this series has been really helpful for you. Just remember, this is your journey, and I'm here to help you. And by avoiding or fixing these mistakes, you're going to get the results that you want. If you missed any of the other videos in this series, I'm going to make sure and put a link to them right here.